You've probably heard traders say, wait for confirmation before you enter. But what does that mean? In this video, I'll walk you through how I confirm my entries on gold. So I'm never guessing, but I'm aligned with what the market is actually showing me. They trade markets, I trade only my namesake. I'm gold, I'm not just a trader, but I'm a trader who trades only her namesake, gold on gold. Welcome back to the channel where I break down the markets and share practical trading insights that you can actually use. Today, we're focusing on confirmation entries. Think of this as a filter that actually turns a higher time frame point of interest into an actual trade. And I'll walk you through the steps directly on the chart. So if this is something you want to see, stay with me to the end. Now let's go to the charts. So you probably have a higher time frame. Let's delete this. So we probably will get a structure like this on the higher time frame, say 1 hour, and then after this break of structure, you'll be looking to join the trend to the upside, but there's probably an FVG here. There's probably a mitigation or breaker block here. And there is a valid order block here. Now we have 3 POIs. You might be wondering, where exactly should I take my trade from? After checking which is in the discount zone, you might probably be left with these two. And then you'll be like, okay, which should I use? This is where confirmation entries then come in. You will most likely see a pullback like this coming into your entry like this, like this, like this. And then you get a tap here. Now, if you probably did not wait for confirmation entry on this, you would have just gotten stopped out. Yeah? You would have just gotten stopped out, and price would have come to use this extreme POI. But if you had used confirmation entry, you would have probably avoided this stop loss. Right? If you're buying directly from an FVG, your stop loss will probably be below it right here, and then this would come stop you out. This will come stop you out, and then go use the extreme POI. But if you had used confirmation entry, you would have avoided this particular loss. Yeah, so this is why confirmation entries are very, very important. Now, to use confirmation entries for the time frame alignment, so for 1 hour H1 time frame, I use for H1 and H4, I use 5 minutes. Then anything from daily and above, daily, weekly, I use 15 minutes. I use 15 minutes. Yeah. So at times for daily and weekly, I can also use 30 minutes. It just depends if the structure is clean enough. If the 15 minutes is not clean enough, I'll probably go for 30 minutes POI confirmation entry here. So this is how I align my time frames. For 30 minutes, I rarely take my POIs in 30 minutes, but if I see an FVG on 30 minutes that I am interested in, if it has inducement or liquidity before it, I'll probably go in aggressive. But if it doesn't, I can as well use 5 minutes. I don't go below 5 minutes. I don't like 1 minute, 3 minutes. Those are risky. So I don't go below 5 minutes. So these are the time frames that I personally use for my confirmation entries. So you might want to take note of that. Now, don't pick a POI on the daily and they are going 5 minutes entry. That's bastardizing it here. Make sure you go with 15 or 30 minutes, even at times 1 hour. It just depends on the structure alignment. So let's get to the chart work. Let me give you some examples. I particularly don't want this video to be long. So this trade, I actually missed this trade because I was on one stupid sell, but it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. It happened, yeah. So this was a clean trade. This was a mitigation block. I didn't take out this low. So this was a mitigation block right here. If you don't know what mitigation block, just say this was a resistance zone that price broke out from, never retested, and then finally it's back, it came back to retest it. Yeah. And finally it came back to retest it. Now, if I were to take this trade, because I was actually expecting, I was selling to take out these relatively equal lows. Yeah, I saw them as liquidity, so I was selling to take them out, but price did, price will always do what it wants to do. All we have to do is align. So price used this POI and I was so blind to it. Now, checking on the 5 minutes for confirmation entry, where did we get our POI from? From the 1 hour, yeah? We got our POI from the 1 hour. We got our POI from the 1 hour. So what is the time frame that we are to use? Where is it? Let me move it. All right, so these are the time frame alignments. Now we've gotten our POI on the 1 hour time frame. Now we are to head over to the 5 minutes to get our entry confirmation. Now, on the 5 minutes, oh yeah, I also forgot to tell you guys. Now, this is what we'll be looking for our confirmation. We want something like this. Then a sweep. Yeah. Take it out. And then pull back either to this breaker block or to an FVG here. And then this is where our entry for the buy. Now, this can be coming from somewhere. We don't care where it's coming from. But what's important is that we get this sweep, very important. And then we get a body close above this. That is what we are looking for our confirmation entry. And then our buy will be either an FVG here or breaker block here. So this sweep, let me see. Let me write it out, please. So a sweep, CISD, then POI mitigation. But this is what we want to see. A sweep. That sweep is very important. That's the first thing you would want to see. If there is no sweep, there is no entry. This sweep is trying to tell us that the market is actually grabbing liquidity to potentially shift direction. Do you get? So if there is no sweep, there is basically no entry. So this is what we are waiting for our confirmation entry. Now, here, what happened on the 5 minutes? After we got the sweep into our pure, I'll make a video especially on that. CISD uses the body close. We don't use the wick. Market structure shifts can use the wick, but CISD uses the body close. Once we have a body close above this. We are in, that is CISD, change in state delivery. CISD is change in state delivery. So what do we look for here? Practically, like I said, you can use this breaker block. Or you can use this FVG. Do you get? You can use this breaker block, or you can use this FVG. If you're someone that still want to use your discount and premium, probably do something like this. And I don't see anything to pick here though. Below this, I don't see anything here. There's no FVG. There is no this other block does not have an inducement, so I'll practically not be looking for anything below it. So this is where my entry will probably use this body or use the full mitigation block. My SL will be below here, and then we'll be targeting to take out the high. Yeah, this is a 1 to 3 trade. And you can see price delivered, like price delivery was massive. So this is what we should be looking for our confirmation entries: a sweep, a change in state delivery, body close above. Then you either use the mitigation block, the broker it's always a breaker block because we must get a sweep. If it's not a breaker block, then you've not gotten your sweep, you shouldn't enter. So a breaker block, or if there was an FVG here, I'll probably use this as liquidity for the FVG, but I didn't practically see anything here, and this other block was extreme, so that's why I used this. That's why I would have used this breaker block. I hope I did not just complicate it here. So let me use trades that I took. For example, okay, I took this trade. Let's go to the 4 hours. I got my Do you know why I love this trade? I love this trade because now see, this was 4-hour FVG. If I were to take this trade directly, this is what I would have done. Yeah, I would have probably put my SL just slightly below and then targeted this high. You see, my stop loss was kissed, practically kissed. And that's how I would have lost money on this trade. But what did I do on this trade? I went to 5 minutes. You know, I told you on the 1 hour time frame, 1 hour and 4 hours, I use 5 minutes. On the daily, I use 15 minutes or 30 minutes, just depending on how neat the structure is. So here you can see former buyers would have probably started buying from here. This is a bullish engulfing candle, but no, we're not using candlestick confirmation. So this was our sweep. That's the first thing we want to see. If there is no sweep, there is no entry. There must be a sweep. Yeah, there must be a sweep, and then the body close. Now, this is the difference between market structure shifts and change in state delivery. You can see market structure shift happened here. The week, it must take out the high. Yeah. But CISD already happened here. And what will you do? You'll be interested in this FVG. Or like I said, use the breaker block. Since the week has not been taken, there's no need to add it. Just use the body. Use the breaker block. Set your entry limit. Set it here. Stop loss just below it, and target whatever you want to target, your high. Just make sure that this sweep happens. If this sweep does not happen, then your entry will probably be the liquidity to be swept before the market moves. Do you get? So make sure that this sweep happens. It's always necessary. Yeah, I was not on the chart when this trade happened. I missed this entry. So what I did was I I didn't pick these two because I didn't see any POI of interest here. I didn't see anything to interest me. If I wanted to use the other block, this was my other block from year to year. So price did not get there. So I didn't see anything to interest me to pick entry here. What I did was I waited for this 30 minutes FVG. I'm sure if you watch that video, you will see where I posted it. I waited for this 30 minutes FVG. And what did I do? I went to the 5 minutes like before. So like I said, I got the sweep here. Then I got the change in state delivery CISD. And then I entered with this FVG. This was my entry. So this was my entry. In case if you miss POIs like this, you can also enter. I love to enter aggressively. Like once I've confirmed, if I miss, probably I missed my confirmation entry like this, that I missed this. I could have actually gone aggressive here, but I missed this entry because I was waiting at the 50% of the FVG, which never happened. Yeah. So I then had to narrow down to the 5 minutes, and then I saw the change and I still took my trade. Here I entered aggressive, which was 50% of the FVG, and I still took my trade because this one is now aligned. Since we've gotten a confirmation here that the momentum has shifted from the bearish side to the bullish side, I could as well use my FVGs to follow. I didn't take this trade, but you know, this was an area of resistance here, and it's overlapping with 1 hour FVG. So we got whatever it is here. Got a break of structure, internal break of structure here. Yeah. And this was the former resistance. From here it was resistance, then it turned support. We broke it, it turned resistance, and then we broke above it, it returned to support. Now this is an area of support. Now if we want to buy from here, I mean, yeah, this is an FVG. Why can't we buy from this FVG? Why this FVG? Yeah, it overlaps with resistance, but we should not just go in aggressively. We are trying to protect our capital as much as possible because this might just be trendline liquidities. Yeah, I expected this to be trendline liquidities. That might just be trendline liquidities, and then we'll come take them out. So we use confirmation entry. Let's go to the 5 minutes since the POI is in the 1 hour. Oh, goodness. So you can see this is a high that printed this low that could not take it out. So all this low are under this high. And then you can see this high right here. You can see that we got a body close. This is one good advantage of CISD over market structure shift. So we got a body close, and we can see a market opened with a gap. So you most likely should use the gap. It's only common sense. Well, it's not common sense though, but you know what I mean. It's only wise that you use this gap that opened using a breaker block here. Let me show you. Let's use the body. Now, I would not really consider this because this breaker block has practically been tapped into. Yeah. This here, I would not really be interested in that. Instead, if it doesn't come to my FVG, like I said, I'll just wait for 30 minutes FVG to form from our POI. Once 30 minutes FVG forms, I can also go in aggressive or use confirmation entry for that 30 minutes FVG. So it's just choice. You don't have to like FOMO. Oh, let's say as this one has mitigated the breaker and it started moving, and be like, oh, it's using the breaker. No, don't do that shit. If not, even with the confirmation entries, you will still lose a lot of money. Make sure FOMO is not in your dictionary. Just be patient. The market will give you when it wants to give you, and the market will take from you when it wants to take from you. Just make sure that you follow your rules. So this is where I would have practically entered this trade. SL just below, and then targeted for the next high to be taken. You see, that's confirmation entry. I think I've given you on the 1 hour, 4 hour. Let me give you another example of a trade that I took. Yeah. So this is a daily POI. This was an area I was particularly interested in on the daily. So let's use the 15 minutes for our confirmation entry. Alright, so you can see price tapped into our POI because you see price did this here, then took it out here, pulled back a bit, then went up. So it might be like, okay, which should I use? Sorry, this to me here is not structure. So I personally, we got our sweep, and this was the high that gave that sweep. Now this was the high that gave the sweep. We got a body close here. In this case now, look at this area. They've pulled back, they've consolidated, so there's literally nothing I'll be waiting for in this area. I will be waiting for anything above this. This was resistance zone, and we broke out. So anything above it, this was the candle that retested this resistance. I will probably use it, or most likely just use my breaker block. There's no fight. But since this breaker block is so little, I will add this body close just to bring it down to the resistance level. Do you get? You just have to add common sense to these things, yeah? You have to add common sense to it. Left for me, this is another block at a resistance level, which is very, very strong. I would personally have used it. But not to confuse you, if you had used the breaker, I told you since the wick is so high up, just use the body close. Just use the body close and put your prediction to SL just slightly below this other block, and then you target what you want to. This is our higher time for POY. This is 15 minutes confirmation entry. Yeah. So let me look for more. I want to show you guys what is actually not a change in state delivery. Yeah. So I want to show you guys what is not change in state delivery. So here you can see price use this 1 hour FVG here. Oh my dear, I missed the trade as well. I know you missed it. I was not even let's leave that. Gold is practically being crazy. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We understand. So the FVG was small on the 30 minutes. I was practically waiting for price to take this guy out and then use the other block. But price did what he wants to do. So here, let's use the 5 minutes confirmation. Now, you can see here, price did not give us any confirmation entry. Why? There was no sweep. Don't tell me that, oh, this one candle swept this low and that's a sweep. Don't do that shit with me. Don't go and do that and you say that's what God taught you. I never said a candle sweep, bro. This is not a change. This is not a sweep, my brother. The sweep that we are looking for CISD is not this candle sweep, my dear. It is not. This might be a valid order block here because it swept this candle, but it is not a valid sweep for our change in state delivery. So let me look for another example that is not confirmation entry. You can see this area. If you missed the change in state delivery and the confirmation entry, you can just go in aggressive on the 1 hour. I'm sure 30 minutes would also have it here. You see 30 minutes FVG. That's just it. So you don't need to follow confirmation. Just make sure that you check your confirmation entry and it gave you everything that it should. Then you can go in aggressive on this. Now, this is another trade that I took stop loss because I use this FVG here. I use this FVG. I mean, this is an FVG. This FVG has been used, yeah. But if you check the 4 hours, that's why you should always be flexible with your time frame. If you check the 4 hours, you see that there is another FVG, 4 hours FVG just below that FVG. But I use this because I was not seeing this. So let's go to the 5 minutes. Now, you can see here, this would have, if I had used confirmation entry, this would have saved me from that unnecessary stop loss. It would have saved me. Why? There is no structure that gave it. Don't tell me, hey, hello, hi. Don't come and tell me that this here is a sweep. That's why I wanted to use this as an example. One candle, this is, bro, I told you structure like this, come down, sweep like this. I didn't tell you one candle, sweep another candle and then take it out. No. It means that this place, there will be so many different candles printed on it. Plenty. So many candles printed on it. So many candles. I know my candle is not candling, but you understand, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? It's not just a single candle. I love this example because when this happened, somebody showed it to me that, oh good, there was a structure, there was a confirmation entry and this and this and this. And when I went to look, I personally told that no. This right here is not a change in state. For a market structure shift, your change in state delivery should be here. This should be your change in state delivery, not here. Because this, and I love my sweep happening in my POI. As long as this did not take place in the POI, I am not interested. But because I took this trade aggressively, because I took this trade aggressively and my stop loss was just slightly below this candle, I was stabbed out. So I took an L, and then after taking, you know that you have sense. Once you chop stop loss, your sense, the way to come back. When I now went to the 4 hours, I now saw this 4 hours FVG. So from the 4 hours FVG, as we always do, you go down to the 5 minutes. So here is our 5 minutes. Now you can see this came down, took out this low, and then pulled back up, and then printed 1, 2, 3 candle that took out this low to tap into our POI. This is a valid sweep. Here, this right here is a valid sweep, but I still missed the move because I didn't use this bro here. I didn't use this FVG here. I was waiting for price to come into our breaker block. But what the price told me, keep waiting, baby, I ain't coming. So I missed the trade move, which is fine. You can get your confirmation entry and still miss the move. It's fine. You would have said, oh, if you had gone in aggressive, imagine entering here aggressive, entering here aggressive, entering here aggressive. 1, 2, 3. two stop losses, one correct entry. That's not a smart way to trade here. So for our confirmation entry, we get our POI from the higher time frame. Then inside the POI, I want to see a sweep. Inside that POI. Inside the POI, I want to see a sweep. And then after the sweep, we want to see a change in state delivery. Then we can now pick our entry. Majorly, I use breaker block that aligns with FVG. Yeah, majorly. Once you see an FVG in line with that breaker block, just use it. Do you get? But if you see that the breaker mitigator and you see there's an FVG just slightly below it, use the FVG. If you miss the entry, go to the 30-minute. If you see that price has created another FVG, you can enter aggressively or still use the confirmation entry just the same way I taught you. So yeah, that's how I trade confirmation instead of assumptions. If you found this breakdown valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the post notification so that you will be the first to be notified when I post videos like this. And don't forget to drop in the comment section what's your takeout on this video. That is it for this video. I remain my humble self Gold, the trader who only trades on namesake. So I will see you in my next videos. For now, ciao.